Hi, Colin here from King Motors. You've clicked the link to our 2022 TSI Golf. It's a plug-in hybrid, 13.5 kilowatt battery, 205 horsepower, 1.4 petrol engine and a 7-speed DSG gearbox. But it's so grown up. It's the first Mark 8 I've had. My wife drives a Mark 7, has it for years. And I like them and all that kind of stuff, but this is like a whole step up. It's really grown up. The dash layout and everything is super impressive. The way it drives, it feels like a whole segment better. But as I say, the best thing we can ever do is get into it and drive it, and I'll show you all the stuff, what it can do and yada yada. But before we do, I'm going to ask you to kindly like and subscribe, please. It really helps a small garage like us. Put a like on it, put a dislike on it, it all helps, everything helps, and put some comments in it if you want to, and I'll happily chat back to you. But that's it. From here, let's get inside and we'll go for a drive. So here we are out in the Golf, and the first most striking thing about this is the thing I mentioned in the intro. It's this new dash layout, absolutely fantastic. Into the gauge binnacle, we have that absolutely modern thing. Like, I've seen it in a brand new Audi, it's exactly the same. I can have my maps in here, I can change it utterly, and it's a big proper screen, totally changeable. You can insert anything you want into it. Then onto the plinth screen here, and we've got wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, we've got parking sensors. It's an impressive little thing, awful lot of spec into it. And then onto the actual drive of the car, it feels so solid. It feels bigger, it feels wider. Although when you sit them beside each other, I actually took this one home the other night and it was in the garden beside my wife's car, and it didn't seem physically much bigger, but it feels bigger on the inside. And there's something else that they've done which I really like. The dashboard is quite low as you sit in the car, meaning you sit out, you've a really good vantage point, which had become a problem in the last few years with the big thick A-pillars to keep us safe in accidents and stuff. So they've kind of figured out a way around it where it feels really low down the front. Like, you can see over it really clearly, and you've a really nice big window to look out. So it's really impressive that way. Then the performance of it leaves nothing leaves nothing wanting. 205 brake horsepower, 400 and something crazy Newton meters of torque. Most of the power in this version, though, this is where it's getting interesting for me. Most of the horsepower is coming from the electric motor in this car. It's 110 horsepower just from the electric motor. So the little 1.4 doesn't have to do a whole lot. I think it's being used more as kind of a backy up engine or a generator for the battery, which is a 13.5 kilowatt hour battery, which is quite significant. Now, Volkswagen themselves say that it'll do 60 odd kilometers. Really, in my experience of all this sort of stuff, you're going to get the 55 sort of kilometers, maybe 60 if you really nurse it, but you'll absolutely see 50. Like, so that'll cover most people's commutes, to be fair, on most short sort of daily journey thing. So it's a very well put together thing. The layout as well, I'll just let you have a quick look into the cab there. It's really tasteful, but the build quality is exceptional. I'll quickly show you up and down both sides of it there. Really, really clean example, the one we have. It's a very, very nice car. But the last thing I will say on this car, and it's a thing I only realized just doing a bit of research on it before I went out for the video. This car shares the differential, the front differential, from the old Mark 7 GTI, because it handles really, really well. And some of the earlier front wheel drive hybrids with all this power and torque couldn't quite cope with it. They did a lot of wheel spinning. This doesn't seem to do that. It handles exceptionally well. It feels really planted and smooth, and it's going to be down to that diff in the front, which I know is probably double Dutch to a lot of you, but it matters. For those who know, they'll understand what I'm saying, and it's a really nice touch in it. But yeah, that's it about the car. I'll just briefly move on to us just to let you know who we are. We were one of the first ever second-hand dealers to be SIMI registered. We're also, if we're not we're one of the highest Google rated second-hand dealers in the country. So we'd love you to read those and see how other people got on with us. All of our cars come with a minimum of 12 months warranty. This one, I'm not sure, it's probably still inside its Volkswagen warranty, but I'll work that out. We can extend our warranties for up to 2 years with people, and anyone's welcome to inspect them. But that's kind of it. Other than that, if you find the video on YouTube, if you find the advert on YouTube, in the description I'll have provided a link to the advert itself. It'll take you to our website, how to contact us and finance and all that kind of stuff. And if you find it on Facebook, there's a grey bar under the ad. Just click it and it will do the same thing. It'll take you off to our website. But that's it again. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we see you soon.